about coming out and playing a certain way. They did punt on 4th and 1 on their first series, you know.
It was a long one.
It was a long, don't even. It was a long one. Oh, this will be a long one. I mean, you want to establish something that right there, it's like, let's just, they'll be terrible and we'll win.
Right.
We'll play our usual slow, plodding, run-oriented offense with our MVP being a game manager for the 7th week in a row. And we'll always win the turnover battle, and we'll win 23-10. And we'll talk about we'll fend off any question about whether we're good enough.
Even if I turn it over there,
so what?
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm better than you.
If you want to establish that you're serious and you're really there to compete, go do that.
I agree. There was a lot. I thought. I guess this is where we're going to start. There was a lot of, I think, sort of lackadaisical later in the game, especially. The end of the third quarter drove me insane watching this game. Like, I don't know where like how saddled up in writing you were watching this game.
Actually, you do know.
But end of the third quarter, there's like, I don't know how many seconds ticking off, and they're down 16-0. They've yet to score a single point. And it's just, they didn't even line up and do the thing where they sometimes line up and hope they get a free 5 yards. Get you to jump. It's just,
that's right.
We'll just take it to the fourth quarter.
That's right.
We're fine here. End of the half, at least it was pouring. And I think they passed on first and second down, and then third down was a give-up, handoff, let's run the clock
Take
out
it in.
thing. Because Miami was out of timeouts somehow because they used the timeout before they even ran a play in this game because they were so ready to play, Miami.
They used another one when the Bills started to line up on 4th and 1.
Yes.
And they got away with that.
Yes, they did. So there was just not, I guess I'm saying I would excuse the end of the half because it's pouring, and they did try to move the ball on first and second down and then went, okay, yeah, check, please. We'll get the ball, start third quarter, new, clean slate kind of thing.
That's a really bad sign.
But I think that was bad, but again, pouring, whatever. The end of the third quarter, I don't get at all. Just why not even at least line up and try to get a free 5 yards, but really more importantly, try to get yards. Try to get a play, try to get something going, and because you're down 16-0 going into the fourth quarter, like every second may count. Like there's a scenario where the Bills on the possession where Allen fumbles after the quarterback sneak that turned into a 15-yard gain. Right? If they score there and make it, I presume it would have been 16-13. I think they would have kicked the point to get to within a field goal to tie that late, right? And Miami gets the ball back, and maybe they don't go 3 and out, but you stop them eventually. But time is now at a premium. You let however many seconds tick off at the end of the third quarter. What are you doing? That was really weird to me. Maybe it seems nitpicky considering the magnitude of the problems it appears they may have in their passing game, but I don't know. Hearing McDermott talk about tone setting and then watching them choose to just sort of not use time that was allocated to them. They had the ball. Like, why don't you do something with it? It is a bad sign. I think they are so shook on offense right now that it's just let's just take as much time as we can to figure out what to do next, which is insane considering the talent the quarterback has. He's not perfect either. I mean, he's got some bad plays in this game, including the fumble I already mentioned. But it was a very frustrating day that way because as bad as it was going, I don't know, just strap it up and show a little urgency here. It really, really bothered me. And I would include the early fourth down too, because that came up yesterday, and I'm afraid of Miami all of a sudden. What am I doing here?
I don't think that means they're afraid of Miami. I think that means they're assuming they're going to beat Miami anyway. That's what I was feeling when that happened. I thought I was nervous about this game.
I know.
I like the Dolphins with the points. I feel like they're going to be loose for the first time ever playing against the Bills. And at one point last week, I was just sort of rolling on a certain point. I'm like, and the Bills' defense is bad. And you're like, hang on a minute. Did you not see the last 2 games? Like, I did see the last 2 games. You're right to stop me. But is it good? Like, is any of it good? Do we really want to? It's the day after, so maybe we do. But I feel like it's not going to be one of those days. Do we really want to, like, any further than we've already done, dig in on the details yesterday? Like, yes, but is this a team that can shake that kind of a game off? Great teams, I'm not here to tell you right now this is one, but great teams can do that, and they do have days like that.
And this team has done it almost every year.
They've done it before.
Great.
A division rival in the second meeting on the road. It's not at all unprecedented that a great team would have that game. You have turnovers and, Achane gets loose a couple times and you lose. Like, maybe wasn't quite as bad as the score, but whatever. Like, it was a bad day. It took me an hour and a half to read Sal's arrows down today.
there was a lot there.
And then the arrows up were Joey Bosa and the punter.
Yeah.
So, like, great teams can have bad days, but we got Bulldog. We've got this Waddle story.
Yeah.
We've got Dable fired, and now there's another game, and we've got Kincaid hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like today isn't going to be a typical Monday in this way.
Yeah.
Not that it is already, because they got crushed.
Right.
And that is
no, I think you're right. As much
time.
as I just dove right in when you opened the door on some of the tactical decisions from yesterday's game, I think the bigger issue that I would expect fans to be ready to talk about is, what does it mean that Brandon Beane was ready to part with? Well, apparently not a 2026 first round pick, but a 2027 first round pick to try to get Jalen Waddle. How much of an admission of surrender is that? I wondered late in the week. I was not nervous about this game at all. Obviously, I was wrong to not be nervous about it. But one thing I did wonder is how I felt hearing what I was hearing on Tuesday leading up to the deadline about how active, like where they were active in the trade market, which seemed almost exclusively receiver from what I was hearing. And then this Waddle story comes Sunday morning, and what does Josh Allen think of all of that? What do the not even the receivers on the team, because I imagine how the receivers on the team feel like, okay, I'm not good enough, but everyone, we were looking for a player of that caliber and didn't pull it off, and you end up feeling like you lost something even though you never even had it. That's how I feel about that story, and I feel the same about any other receiver they were talking about getting, because you're telling your team, we need help here. I'm not looking for a role player. I'm not looking for Rashid Shaheed. I'm looking for a number one wide receiver who I've spent 16 or 18 months telling you I don't need. That's what I'm out here shopping for. And then you don't get it. I think that has a negative effect. I don't want to get too far into everybody's heads here because I don't know what everybody's thinking. But to me, it's not far-fetched to think that was a big letdown to the team.
Well, I want to think that Josh Allen didn't learn about that through Tom Pelissero.
Same here.
But, I can defend most of that, I think, from the Bills' standpoint. Don't you want to be on a team where the GM is, especially if you're a star on the team, you're not worried about your job security. You want to think that we're out here, going for it and shopping. And Beane has been productive in this way in the past. It felt good to get Cooper. It felt good to get Rasul Douglas. He's not asleep at the wheel. So what do the fans want? The fans wanted that too.
Yep.
And so it's not about hurt feelings at that point. It's about making the team as good as it can be. But it was a failure to execute.
Yeah.
And if Miami told them no out of hand, we're not trading with you, then maybe the Bills played their cards wrong in how they sort of played out the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
The deadline isn't one day, it's a year. It's not just all at the end. And if the difference becomes one round in the draft, I'm the kind of player
or 1 year in the draft.
Or 1 year in the draft, but even one round in the draft, I'd be the kind of player to be like, okay, fine. I'm not going to dicker with you. Let's just do it.
Yeah, right.
Deal.
Right. Yeah, I'm not telling you I think guys' feelings were hurt that they went shopping. I'm telling you I think they might have been dejected because the GM failed to pull it off. And now everybody knows it. And like you said, I would expect Josh Allen knew that Tuesday afternoon. That'd be my guess, because I don't think they make a play for any of the big names out there without talking to him about it. So, I'm more like, sure, the receivers might have been bothered by it in a different way.
That's their lives, though.
Right. But the team, I think it's just like, we talk this way about hockey more because that has always been a more active, traditionally, trade deadline where a contending team, you want to give a gift to the room. Guys, we're good. We're this level of contender. I want to get us another guy that can push us even further. And, like, the team welcomes that. Okay, let's get another stud. That's what the reporting indicates the Bills were trying to do, and then they didn't do it, and I think that's inherently deflating.
I think the thing, or one thing right now is, the season is still very much alive, and we know McDermott's way. Like, he's got to be positive. He's got to be he's the guy in the job to get everybody back together. Because yesterday was a day, it's hot, you're losing, it's embarrassing. They don't have many of these since he got here. Not in the last 6 years they don't. They have like 2 losses like this maybe, in as long as we can remember. So his job is, it's not as bad, this is the NFL, and let's sort of rally around each other. And I think, though, I'm not taking for granted that he can do it. Because yesterday really did feel like a low point. And it does come right in the backwash of the deadline, and largely because of Brandon Beane's own talking. Like, a lot of this, it seems like it's been around a long time. There's a stench with this topic, and I'm just exhausted by it too. But, 1 out of every 3 callers that jumps on our show to talk about wide receiver brings up how Beane talked to Jeremy at the deadline. Like, it's still...
At the draft, yeah.
At the draft. It's still, like, a thing that people are thinking about. Anyway, I'm guessing Terrell Bernard is not thinking about this, like, or all the Bills players. But this is a moment where you really do maybe need McDermott and Allen, for his part, to get everybody straightened out mentally, because yesterday was terrible for them. Just in every way. So it happens. Do we trust each other? You were on last week, going back to the previous game, the Chiefs, the win over the Chiefs, how receiver McDermott you could have discerned, and you did. You could have drawn from a couple of things he said that he was with the getter receiver crowd.
It was even before that. Yeah, there was a Sunday and then a Monday where he said, he doubled down on Monday after saying something on postgame on Sunday about, I think it was the game before. It might have been the Carolina game. I don't know.
Okay.
But either way, he has sounded like, he sounds to me often. He said it again. We got to get open.
We just heard it. I was going to say that.
We got to get open.
We just heard him say it yesterday.
He has sounded to me like he has been trying to get people off of the idea that he doesn't want pass catchers. And that was the point. I don't remember what week it was now that you're referencing, that I caught that and made kind of a big deal out of that.
Well, he could be doing it for himself.
Yeah.
But
sure,
he could also really mean it. Mm-hmm. Just like how you and I talk.
I think it serves both purposes.
Well, okay. But he could be at a point, Coleman has annoyed him, I think we know, and Kincaid can't stay healthy. And, like, what is he left with? And this is also Allen, maybe this comes from Allen, but it would be both of them right now. Like, what am I supposed to do here? The interception, what did you think of the interception yesterday? Like, he's forcing a ball into Knox.
He said after the game he was trying to hit Shavers.
Oh, right. That's right.
Who was behind that didn't get enough on the throw.
That's right.
So that explains it, because if he was throwing the Knox, he just missed Knox badly.
No, you're right. When they show the replay from behind the
Shavers
quarterback.
is clear behind that, yeah. So I think just he misfired.
It's a big miss.
Yeah. But, yeah, to me, missing Knox there would have been a bigger miss.
No, I think you're right.
So, but yeah, their whole, aside from, what do we have? We have the odd play to Kincaid before he leaves, right? You've got throws to Coleman on the sideline, one of which goes for a touchdown. The other 3 or 4 are incomplete. those are the only passing plays that look like normal passing plays, I would say. And by normal, I mean, snap the ball, drop back, hit your back foot, I'm going, survey, and I'm going here. The vast majority of or they've got these little tunnel screens to Shakir. Everything else, and that barely looks that doesn't look like a normal passing offense. That looks like a passing offense that doesn't know what else to do. So they're reduced basically to having like a real NFL-looking passing game being those two things: tunnel screens to Shakir and back shoulders down the sideline to Coleman. Everything else is Allen running around hoping something breaks free. And that is just no way to live. You cannot expect that to work well enough to be a great team and beat great teams, especially in the playoffs. I mean, their passing game is so limp right now.
Yes. Well, I mean, if I want to get a little bit farther down the road, it's certainly there for anybody, else who wants to make this a philosophical point about how they're building the plane out of James Cook. Oh, that could possibly fail? Like, this is not me saying James Cook isn't good. This is just Jonathan Taylor is the butt here with the Colts. They had to go to overtime. Still. Mm-hmm. They don't really have a passing thing either, and who knows. But I just have never wanted that. And it's something that you just really can't talk about when the Bills are winning all the time, other than to acknowledge, maybe defeat in the point.
Right, because it's working.
It's just, okay.
Yeah.
But what does Miami do here? A depleted, bad Dolphins team that's just had enough of the Bills. And that's one reason why I like them, just sort of the vibes thing. Enough. We've lost close games with this team 10 times. One of these times is going to break. And they just, what did they do? They piled up on James Cook.
Played downhill all day.
Let your game manager beat us. And the Bills lost by 17. Okay. I mean, does Tampa not do that then? I don't know enough about Tampa's defense to say anything yet. But they're pretty good. They're not the Dolphins. They lose yesterday, but they're better than the Dolphins. I'm pretty sure of that. The Bills are favored Sunday by
2.5.
5.5.
What?
Ye of little faith.
Wow.
5.5 home favorite against the Bucs. Don't give up out there. Just hang on a minute.
That's a stunning number to me.
Play the Bucs.
Yeah.
Hang on, everybody. The division odds, what the Bills I saw plus 180 today, down by a game and a half without the tiebreaker. By Friday, New England will have played 2 more games than the Bills, because they've already played 1 more.
Right.
And now they have the Thursday night game in which, home against the Jets, they are favored by
9.5.
12.
I was going to say 13, but I'm shook. I'm shook by the miss on the Tampa thing.
You're off your game when it comes to the spreads. No. I just pointed at you. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I went the Brad Pitt to, is it Jonah Hill in Moneyball? Why? Because he gets on base.
Those people are both in the film, so yes, it's possible that is what you're referring to.
See what happened to the guy, by the way, that basically is Jonah Hill's character. He left the Browns for the Rockies.
Right, I did see that.
DePodesta.
Paul DePodesta, yeah.
DePodesta.
Is it DePodesta?